Alright, it says we're live, so as usual, welcome back to the GM's Dice. Thanks for watching. Tonight is our last session of In Pursuit of Learning. Our three young Jedi are on the verge of either becoming full-fledged Jedi or, after our last session, becoming full-fledged dark side users. So, tonight's escapades will let us know just how that's going to end. Tonight's module we're running through is the beginner box game module. It's fairly short, so it shouldn't take us too long, probably about 2 hours, if not a little less. I've run this one other time with only one player, and it took him about 2 hours to go through it with the beginning characters, so you guys shouldn't have any real big problems. But I'll try and throw a few twists in there just for you. We left off our last session. Our players had just found some crystals to complete their lightsabers. They totally dismantled a group of stormtroopers in just a couple of rounds. They used the Force against them and convinced the stormtroopers to turn on their own commander and defeated the big bad guy in like a round and a half, I think. So tonight, let's see how this all goes. You ended with a distress call from your master Satre, Janisla Satre, with just 2 words: help me, and a set of coordinates. You boarded your ship and immediately took off heading for these coordinates. Before we get started any further, we need to roll for destiny.
Yeah, that's how the night's gonna start. Oh, but I fight back, and he fights back. The Force, come on, don't screw us, Alan. Why, Alan? Why?
What do you mean? What? Did you not see how the last episode went? That's
you dark side dickbag.
Not once, but twice. Ah.
I rather like it.
Telling you, it's the way Kamadri rolls.
Alright, but we start off this session. Your ship drops from hyperspace. You see this planet looming in front of you. Your star charts and such say it is the planet of Spintir, out on the very edge of unknown space. It comes up as being a primitive world that was on the Jedi charts. You take your ship and descend through the atmosphere, and following the coordinates, you find a cleared landing pad to land on. This landing pad is at the base of a cliff. You disembark your ship. The 3 of you stand at the bottom of a steep stone rise, clad in snow and ice. It's not overly tall. I am maybe 75 to 100 feet. So as far as cliffs go, it's not massive. But you'll need to brave the elements and exert yourselves to reach the top. There is a path that continues upward, or at least it used to be a path, as much of it has crumbled away due to weathering. It switches back and forth multiple times on the rise up. It's exposed to howling winds and such. As you stand there looking up the cliff, you can see the snow and ice is blowing around a bit the further up the cliff it goes. There are a few small trees that cling to the cracks in the rock. A more direct route would be to scramble straight up the rock, but again, the rock face is covered in ice and snow. You have to reach Master Satre. How do you choose to go up this cliff?
You said that the quickest way was obviously the dangerous way.
Yes, the quickest way, I mean, with anything is going to be a straight line. So, I mean, the quickest way is going to be to try and scale straight up the side of the cliff. Now,
I look over to Andral, being the youngest and most spry of us, if I remember correctly, and I say, do you believe that you can make it up that hill?
I think my skills would definitely assist me.
And I hand him some of like the tether cord that we have, and I say, once you get up there, drop the line for me and Kim. We'll come up after you.
Okay.
all right, Androl, are you going to try and just scale straight up it? Do you want to try and like climb and jump from tree to tree up it? What do you do?
It's a 75 feet. Would that be considered medium range?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sake of this, I mean, you wouldn't have to take strain to make it up it, and I wouldn't make you do two separate rolls. It'd just be one roll to get up it.
Okay, and what's the skill going to be?
To climb straight up the cliff, that's going to be a hard 3 purple athletics.
Okay. All right. I will attempt it. I've got 2 yellow in athletics, plus I can roll a force die to see if there's anything available to use enhance on my force power. So I just want to make sure. Yeah, enhanced basic power, making an athletics check. Can roll an enhanced power check as part of the pool. And any force that is available to me, I can use to gain success or advantage, my choice on the check. So I'm just going to go ahead and roll that then.
And just throw a force dice in with the roll.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Holy moly!
Ow!
I don't think I can. I don't think I can really get over that much fail, even with the 2 light side.
Can I like rush out to catch him? That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, it might. Dang! My first impulse was to see if I could do a force leap, which would have just been the force die.
You should have gone with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have gone with that, and I'm usually pretty nice, but not with this one.
No.
I'm going to say that you make it about halfway up, so you make it about 35 to 40 feet up.
Okay.
And as you're reaching for your next handhold, the foothold and handholds that you have are sort of into a chunk of snow and ice. And as you release with one hand, reaching up, the snow and ice that you're standing and holding onto cracks and crumbles and sends you falling. Now you did roll advantage, so with that advantage, I will allow you to make another athletics check to see if you're able to grab hold of anything to stop yourself from falling.
Okay.
It's going to be another hard 3 purple.
Okay. All right.
Can't you use agility with athletics?
No, agility is brawn, actually.
What?
Agility are the
Athletics is brawn.
Yep, athletics.
Okay. I
So
thought
I
you
think
could
it will
use
be
either or.
agility.
No. All right. All right.
You could use agility if you'd like. Oh, too late.
Oh, okay.
You managed to grab hold and keep yourself from plummeting 40 feet to the rocky floor beneath. You do take 1 strain from the exertion. If you'd like, you can try the roll again. This time it would be 2 purple, 1 red.
I look up after seeing you fall and I go, Andrel, it's okay. Don't try again. Just come down. Losing you while we're looking for Master Sartre is not worth it.
Actually, I would kind of like to go back to my original idea. Do I have enough footing here to try a leap? And the distance is shorter, so...
Because you're on the side of the wall, I'd like you to go ahead and combine that with a coordination check.
Okay, coordination. All right, difficulty?
1 purple, 1 red.
All right. Okay. Do I want to do this?
Do it. Do it.
I'll give it a shot.
Unlimited power!
Nope. Well,
There was a success.
You do have the success in there.
Yeah. It's just maybe what I encounter at the time.
So you can flip a light side to change that from dark side to a light side.
So done.
So you do manage to force leap off the cliff face to the top. You take a point of strain for your threat that you rolled.
Okay.
And the despair, I'm going to say, is that when you force leap and do all this, you drop the rope.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
So you made it to the top, but the rope that you were trying to lead up for the others is now falling back down to them.
I look at the rope, I look back up at Andrel, and I look back down at the rope again, and I go, just scout ahead, we'll be there in an hour. Damn it. I start walking up the frickin' path.
Alright, you take the path, so that is going to be an average resilience check.
Oh. Okay.
Because of all the whipping and howling winds.
Yeah, because I'm good at that. Yay. Okay. Dear Lord, thank you. Okay.
Alright, you take 2 strain due to all the cold and the ice blowing around and the snow and such. But
I come up, there's an icicle hanging out of my nose. Drop the freaking rope.
Takes you about 15 minutes to get up there because you're having to leap the different gaps from the path that is crumbled away in different spots.
Okie doke.
Kim, how would you like to go up the...
Yeah, Cam will be taking the path. He's kind of like, while all this was going on, while it was all going on, he's just kind of like not really paying attention. He's like lost in a world of his own thoughts and stuff. And so when he kind of, like, the rope lands back at his feet, it kind of snaps him out of this, like, thunk. He was in this reverie, and he sees Androl at the top, sees the other, I can't even remember his name.
Carter.
Yeah, like, starting to, like, hike up the path. And he'll just, like, with a shrug of his shoulders, just start following up the path.
Okay. Average resilience check, please, sir. 2 purple. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You make it up the path, and you find it to be quite a bit easier than than Carter.
Listen,
Sorry.
I do books, okay?
You do take 1 point of strain due to the whipping wind and the ice and such blowing around in your face, but the overall path, you're able to walk up it quite a bit faster than Carter. You leap the few gaps with ease. Again, it takes you about 15 minutes, and the 3 of you are now standing at the top of this cliff.
Okay, can I use the time to kind of scout around, not too far, but just see what lies at the top of the cliff?
Yeah, at the top of the cliff, you find a narrow, like, game trail, or at least that's kind of what it resembles, that leads into the tree line. And after about 50 feet or so, it opens up, and there is a large stone wall that it's not a natural wall, and it's probably about 200 feet tall. In front of that wall, there is a pedestal.
Does it look like something was on the pedestal, like a statue or something like that, or just...
Well, do you go up and investigate it, or do you go back and wait for them first?
I think I'll wait.
Okay.
I'm not going to be reckless yet.
That sounded really pointed for some reason.
All right, so you make it back to the cliff face just as just a few minutes before they come walking up the trail.
There's an impressive structure up ahead with a pedestal in front of it. Didn't get a chance to look at much more, and sorry about the rope.
Wait, structure? Pedestal? Were there runic carvings?
Like I said, I didn't get a chance to scout out too far ahead. But
I began trying to trot while catching my breath at the same time because I couldn't breathe in the frickin' path.
Did you sense Master Sartre?
Did I sense anything?
This whole area, I'm sorry, I forgot to say it earlier, but yeah, this whole area has a has sort of a hum of the Force with it. It's not, without actually having the sensibility to fully go into it. It's not putting off a light side or a dark side feel. It's just the whole area hums with the Force.
Okay, just so you know, though, Andro, Kem asked if you sensed Master Sartre. That's what he asked specifically.
Right. So my response would be, no. I sense nothing more than what we have been sensing since we arrived on this planet.
And when I get there, do I see the pedestal, Sean?
Well, you guys take off for the wall, the structure?
I was trotting, like, the moment I heard structure, and then they talked.
Okay. See, you take off ahead of them, and you see this 200-foot, or roughly about 200-foot stone wall that is obviously man-made. And there is a pedestal that stands probably about 3 feet tall in front of this wall. There aren't any visible carvings as you're walking up.
Well,
You
curiosity.
walk all the way up.
Yes. Curiosity overwhelms me.
All right, so as you walk up to the pedestal, a God, I can't think of a polyhedral sort of shape lifts and rises up out of the pedestal and hovers about 8 feet above the top of the pedestal, so about 11 to 12 feet off the actual ground.
Mm-hmm.
And it begins to emit a hologram of a Saren, the cone-head looking guys, wearing simple robes, but comprised entirely of silverish blue sort of light.
Okay.
Upon
sorry, go
for it.
Okay, considering my
Let's say
background, do I know what this is?
Considering your background and the fact that you have found, well, you found one plus interacted with another one, you would have a good idea this is probably a holocron of some sort.
Okay. They both hear what sounds like the most fangirlish squeak from over the hill.
Jeez.
He can't help himself, okay?
So as you're squealing, and as these two come walking up, just as this Saren male in robes is standing there, the hologram says, "Hello, I am the gatekeeper. Welcome
sorry.
to my valley. You handled the climb well enough. You may yet be useful, but first I must know, what is your purpose here in my valley?"
I am going to wait for the other two. Yeah.
We seek our master, Janisa Satre.
This is true. I am Carter Cadence. This is Andrel, and our friend Kem.
There are many in this valley that call it home. There are few in this valley that do not belong.
What is this place? Can you describe it to us? Who lives here?
And those that live here are the natives of this world.
And who might they be?
Rather primitive.
Camel just like Camel stare at the hologram and just be like, "Oh, Master Sartre, is she here? Yes or no?"
I do not know a Satre. I know that there are beings here that do not belong.
Could be a back door.
Would you consider these beings strong in the Force? Do you have the ability to detect this?
There are two here, besides yourselves, that are touched by the Force.
So perhaps Master Sartre has found a new student as well. No. She wouldn't have sent help me then.
Yes. Gatekeeper.
Wishful thinking.
Gatekeeper. Do you consider yourself a Jedi? You seem to be attired as one.
At one time, I was, indeed.
And would you recognize force patterns of another Jedi in your valley?
If I were living, yes.
Is there any way that we can take you with us?
I can see and appear anywhere in this valley. This holocron may not leave this pedestal.
Alright, I say then where must we go?
Well, I have need of you. There is a temple in this valley. Those who do not belong are there, attempting to learn its secrets.
What's this got to do with our master?
If your master is one of them, then that is where your master will be.
And okay, so our master could be at this temple. Do you know the location of the temple?
Once you pass this wall, you will be able to see the temple.
This wall, but it's 200 feet and sheer.
If you agree to my terms, I will open the door.
Then we do, whatever they may be.
I think you should name them first.
Restore my valley. The natives of this valley are not to be harmed. Those are my terms.
Agreed. Now open the goddamn door.
I look at Cam and I'm like, oh. And I look
The hologram does the same thing. Just sort of looks at Kem for a moment. This is you are quite impatient, young one. And as he says this, the hologram fades away, and the holocron lowers back into the pedestal. And in the middle of the wall behind you, the stone just begins to separate.
I look at Cam and Andrel and I say almost pointedly, let's not have a repeat of the last time we were involved in a fight. Let's just take it slow and quiet. I can most likely get us through this undetected, hopefully. But if the need arises, let's do our best just to scare them away, not harm them.
Master
Agreed.
Spintir is in pain and needs our help. We must move quickly. We don't have time for this hologram's fanciful terms and conditions.
There are powers greater than ours. We must use caution.
Here's my power. And like Ken will just like take out and ignite his lightsaber.
Oh, and I go, Kem, place your weapon down. There are no enemies here. Let's move.
Yeah, Cam starts walking off with his lightsaber ignited through the hole that's appeared in the wall.
Alright, so as the three of you make your way through the doorway that's opened, sure enough, on the opposite side of the valley, guesstimation-wise, probably if you were capable of heading straight across the valley, probably about 2.5, maybe 3 miles, there are ruins of a temple high up on the mountainside of the other side of this valley.
There's a slight squeak from Cadence as he's just so excited. He wants
You
to
guys,
take everything.
You guys begin your descent down this hill into the trees, and as you're heading along, I would like for you guys to make a average perceptions check, please. All right.
We're not really paying much attention.
None of us see Jack.
All
We're
of you,
hell-bent on our mission.
all of you, with your minds.
I'm rather intent on Cam right now, and kind of exchanging looks with Carter, basically.
And Carter's not paying attention to you. He's too busy Googling over the... Oh, we all have our own heads up our butts.
Yep.
Yep. All of you with your minds on things other than your surroundings begin to head down this hill and down this path, and you, at the last moment, you can see moving towards you at probably long range at the moment, coming from your right through the trees. You can see a large group of natives. They look to be probably mostly human, or they're all humanoid, but most of them look to be human, but very primitive. Think early Native American type of deal. Large group, probably a dozen or more of them, heading your direction. They, at rough glance, look to probably be some type of hunting party.
Oh, joke. That doesn't seem very good. If I can, I'm going to try and use misdirect to hide us now.
You can attempt to.
Yay! Oh boy. Okay. Oh, hold on. I have to reset the roll. Nope. Wait, I can turn it into a light side. Hold on. Alright,
Flip.
it worked. I did it. I did the thing.
Take a conflict. Join me.
Wait, no, I used one of the things.
Yeah, you still take a conflict every time you flip.
Dang it!
Take a conflict.
Oh well.
The slippery slope, the path to power.
All right. So, yeah, you managed to hide your presence to them. They still heading in your direction, though.
I whisper very softly to the rest of my group. Move slowly and quietly to the side. Just let them pass.
They look like a hunting party, yeah?
Yeah.
Like, perhaps out for food, I'm guessing? That's
Yeah, they don't look like they're at the moment. They don't look like they're looking for you specifically. I mean, they look like you're like an average, like you'd think of an average hunting party, like they're out hunting game or something.
Do any of them have like slightly different kind of feathers in their hair or markings that might distinguish them as like the leader?
No, the only thing that some of them have like what at this distance you probably wouldn't be able to tell if they're tattoos or just face painting, but some of them have markings on their face and some of them don't.
Is there anyone who's got like a big nose ring or earrings or some sort of decoration?
I'll say yes. There is one guy out of the dozen who's got sort of a a beaded or bone type of necklace.
Okay, and am I under the... So basically we're kind of disguised right now by Carter's misdirect, is that right?
Yes.
They're walking towards us, but they don't seem to have spotted us, which they clearly should have done, because...
Yeah, if his misdirect hadn't have worked, they would have definitely spotted you by now. But right now, they just seem to still be sort of scanning the woods and whatnot, like they're looking for animals or such.
Okay, and is the... are they within medium range yet?
Can we not? No. Don't do this, please.
Yeah, I'd say they're probably closing in on close range.
Okay, like Cam, if anyone's looking at him, he'll close his eyes, start summoning the force, and he's going to attempt to influence the leader and three other tattooed people to like they think they hear a crash in the distance, and they believe there's some large game. And so, like, what I'm going to try and do is have them believe that there's big game off in the distance, and they're going to head that way. And he's going to convince that his hunting party, we need to go this way, there's food over there.
No, thank goodness.
That's what I'm going to attempt to influence them to do.
That's good. That's, yes,
All right.
please.
Do I have your permission, Carter? Is that okay?
I thought you were going to throw your lightsaber or some crap. All right?
Oh, no, what do you think I am? Some sort of, like, Sith Lord? No, I'm a good guy. I just insist on punishing the evil. Right, okay, so that's what I'm going to have them believe. Oh, and it works.
Hey!
You seem disappointed.
Proximity to Master Sartre is kind of filtering through again.
Oh, thank
Nice.
you.
Alright, yeah. They're approaching, and they get probably just about 20 feet away from you guys.
Okay,
And
but they do take 2 strain each, by the way.
Alright, yeah, they get like right on top of you guys almost, just maybe 20, 25 feet away. And all of a sudden, half of them like perk up and look off in another direction. And the one wearing the necklace, sort of chest bead sort of thing, says something in a language that sounds more guttural than anything to the others, and they all take off running in that direction.
When they're out of sight, I just go. I look at Kem and I say, "Thank you. That was most helpful."
I know. There's no need to thank me. We need to find Master Sod.
Oh, good. I start moving.
Alright, you guys continue down the path for probably another half hour or so. And go ahead and make me another, this time a hard perceptions check.
Oh yeah,
Actually,
'cause that'll be better.
I'm going to spend a dark side and make that 2 purple and a red.
You're so kind.
Aren't I, though?
The master is so happy with us. Yeah.
Hey, somebody did.
All right.
Oh, I done good.
What is your... Are you guys, like, walking side by side? Are you walking
That's how I
in
imagine it.
a marching order line?
I think Cam
I was...
seems to be the most impatient.
Okay.
I kind of see it as Kem's sort of like, yeah, a few paces ahead with Carter and Andral sort of trailing more or less side by side.
Yep.
All right. Well, Kem and Carter, as the three of you are walking along, almost simultaneously, Kem and Carter just drop from view and fall into pits.
Sarlacc. Oh, sorry.
Family walks.
Each of you
Okay.
finds yourself in like a 15-foot pit. I'm gonna say, because Kem rolled an advantage along with his failure, that the advantage is that you managed to evade any damage while falling, whereas the threat that Carter rolls gains him 2 wound points.
Oh, that's good. Carter's
As
getting the crap knocked out of him.
as you fall into these 15-foot deep, probably 8-foot square holes.
Andral, Kem,
All
you
right.
okay?
Yeah, so
And-
Andral's like right next to, was, you know, pretty much right next to Carter, and somehow he kind of felt something giving way, and he kind of just instinctively leapt aside. So, yeah, he's immediately at the edge, looking down, and asking if Carter's all right. He didn't really see what's happened to Kem yet.
I say up to him, no, I think I may have sprained my wrist.
All right.
This is my page turning wrist.
Oh no, your lore. No. Anyway, I'll I'll toss him down the cord, and as I'm doing that,
but nobody picked the cord up.
Oh,
I picked the cord up as I was walking up the path.
You never said you did.
Did I not?
And even if you picked it up, you're at the bottom of the hole. What good's it gonna do you?
I can throw it up at him. It's only 15 feet. That's not that far.
As I recall, you kind of looked up at me, looked down at the rope, looked up at me, down at the rope, and then you said you just climbed the path.
Yep.
So, sorry, gotta be honest about that. All right.
Well, I did pick it up because the destiny point. There we go. I remember that being a thing in the book.
Yep,
There's some example with the rebreathers, and I pull out the rope and I toss it up, like, get me out of this stinking sinkhole.
All right.
Well, seeing as how you said it was your wrist that wound up hurt.
Oh gosh,
I would like for you to make a coordination check.
It's my other hand. All right, what's the
average difficulty? Actually, easy, 1 purple.
Okay.
As this is going on, I kind of turn and notice that Kem's disappeared from view, and I'll say, Kem, we'll be right there for you. Just hang in there.
All right, I got it up to him. Jeez.
All right. Yep, you managed to throw it up to him. He gets it wrapped around his waist, and you're able to begin climbing the rope to get up and out. As you're just maybe a couple of feet from the top edge of the hole, I'm going to grant this one to you in the factor that you can hear what is likely the same group of hunters coming in your direction.
Oh, crap.
You can hear multiple voices. Granted, it's a language you don't understand, but these voices and the noises of people moving are getting closer and louder.
I look over at Angela. I say, "Get him out quickly," and then I'm going to try and do my frickin'
misdirect again.
Misdirect. Light side, please. Hey!
Nice.
All right.
Beads of sweat are running down my face as I know they're coming, and I'm just making a frickin' gazelle, or whatever the equivalent of a gazelle is, hopping across the meadow in the opposite direction.
All right. I'll grant that to you. I'll say the majority of them head that direction. A couple of them are still headed in your direction.
I look back at Angel. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up.
So you managed to get Carter up out of the hole. Next, what is Kem doing?
Fell down, while Carter's like rummaging around in his like bag of holding for a rope that he never had, and like throwing it up. You know, like I'll attempt to climb out the pit athletically.
All right. A
I
hard
imagine the
2
walls
purple.
are perfectly smooth.
Hard 2 purple and a red. They're not perfectly smooth, but they are sort of a loose packed dirt.
Well, I'm gonna flip a destiny, just since we're popping them like Smarties.
Speaking of which, I have some.
Oh! And pulls on his ass.
You break something.
Sean's laughing so much he can barely contain himself.
Punji steaks? Yeah.
Man, what do I do with
Patience
this despair?
got the worst of him.
You know, I'm gonna say that despair is a critical. Like you fall and you don't take any actual damage, but you do manage to hurt yourself. And I'm gonna make you roll to see what kind of crit you just gave yourself.
Since it's already a critical and everything, can I just suggest that the fact that he had his lightsaber ignited,
Well,
it's just a critical. It's not going to do the actual damage.
well,
but like,
let's think about this technically then. Right? I fell down a pit. Why would I attempt to climb out of a 15-foot pit with a lit saber in my
I
hand?
don't know. You're the fanatic. You tell me. Anyway,
Yeah, but come on. I mean, just
you're going to get a crit anyway. All right.
No, the crit you took is really nothing because you don't have any light sides to flip my direction. It was discouraging wound. Flip one light side destiny point to dark, or reverse if it's an NPC. So it's really nothing. You fall and you knock the wind out of yourself, basically. And about the time that you hit the ground for the second time is the time that Carter and Rawl show up at the edge of the hole. What do you want to do with your advantages? Do you want to save them for another roll or what?
Yeah, I'll put them towards my next roll.
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to climb again because I'm not being discouraged.
All right.
There's a rope.
Yeah, this time it's going to be the two purple and
What was that for?
Oh, no, that was an accident. That was an accident.
This time it's two purple and the red. This time I'm not flipping a point to make it the red. The red is the factor that you've knocked the wind out of yourself.
Hey!
Nice. You do manage to make it to the top, taking another point of strain due to your lack of wind and aching back from falling a second time.
At which point my lightsaber has been sheathed. Just you know.
You still have these voices and sounds getting closer. You still can't quite see where they're coming from, but they're definitely very close now.
I suggest that we continue rather swiftly, my friends.
They'll be investigating the pits. Yes.
And I begin moving down the path.
Same.
All right. The three of you take off down the path, and within minutes, you can just faintly hear these voices sort of excitedly discussing something, more than likely, at your guess, discussing the pits that have had something fall in them, but there's nothing in the pit. But the voices don't seem to be pursuing, and just moments later, you can't hear them any longer. About another half hour to an hour, about 45 minutes later, you guys come to the edge of the tree line, and probably about 300 yards ahead of you, you can see a bridge that crosses a sort of a crevice or a canyon. And behind the bridge is a waterfall falling. It's falling from the mountain that lines this valley. On the bridge, you can see 4 figures, 2 at each side of the bridge.
Are they moving? Statuary? What?
From this distance, you can tell that they are living beings, but you can't quite tell who or what they are at this moment.
I don't have anything. I don't have any binoculars, and I don't think I can pull any more items out of my ass. It's just not big enough.
The gatekeeper said he could appear to us anywhere in the valley, right? Yeah?
Yes.
Oh, that's a good
All right.
thought.
I'm going to say gatekeeper. And sort of concentrate on him and the force and just see if somehow we can summon him and ask him about these figures, because he had said that there were 2 people who did not belong. So I would imagine that whatever these...
Well, he said that there were... He
Too
said that there were...
specific.
He said that there were multiple
Okay.
that didn't belong,
but 2 that were
2 that were
temple.
touched by the force.
Okay. All right. Well, can't hurt to ask him.
These are probably the guards for that guy then.
All right. Well, you call out gatekeeper, and moments later, I mean, you kind of stand there for probably close to a minute before this holographic image sort of appears behind the 3 of you, and the gatekeepers, yes.
The bridge up ahead, is there anything we should know about it? Does it have any significance? And do you know anything about the figures?
The bridge is one of only 2 ways to cross the ravine.
The other being?
The other being a natural bridge at the other side of the valley.
Oh.
The beings, the people standing there, are some of those who do not belong.
So, if I'm understanding you correctly, then you don't care if they come to harm.
Well, I would rather no one come to harm, but sometimes that must happen.
Understood.
That's the first thing you said that I agree with you on.
Cam, be respectful. He is a thousands-of-year-old spirit, trapped in a box. And he's very knowledgeable.
I don't care who
I'm
he is.
not quite that old. And he disappears. Which, if you'd like, you could make a knowledge lore check to see if you recognize who he is.
I would love to do that. I spent many points on knowledge lore. I want to take it for all it's worth. Let's see.
What's the difficulty on that? Because you gave us some lore before, so I'm just going to make a roll just for giggles.
Well, you guys have spent many years studying and this and that, so I'm going to say that that's just going to be an average, but he doesn't quite look exactly like he would have in some of the stuff you've seen, so 1 purple, 1 red.
Okay.
Yay. I'm going to crush this.
I got to know.
How? In what world?
All right. Well, Andral completely draws a blank. It's one of those things of he looks familiar, but at the same time, I have no clue. Most Sarans look similar. Sort of a racist thing to think, but
I think I saw him on that university planet we were on. Anyway.
And Carter can't place a name, but because of the advantage, I'm going to say you recognize him as being a council member.
I knowing that I know he's a council member, but I can't place his name, I feel deep
shame in myself. I just like the entire time I'm like, how could I have forgotten? Did I not study hard enough? Did I not care? And I'm just really upset about it. So I look to the two others and I say, it seems the only other path is all the way on the other side of the valley. And that would take far too much time for you, Kem, I'm sure. So let us go see what fate these men wish to have.
I can't believe you're even debating this. We must go the fastest way, as the crow flies. Our master is in pain and needs us. I'm sightseeing later.
And that's the first thing you've said that I've agreed with. And I'll set off.
All right. You guys begin to make your way toward this bridge. And as you get closer, you can see that these four beings, these four men who stand on this bridge, two on each side, are in fact four Devronians. Two with dark red skin and two that have sort of a yellowish orange.
That's the devil-looking people, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, that's a little racist, I know.
That's why most people don't trust them. It even says it in the books.
Are they approaching us, or?
Well, you guys haven't quite gotten to the bridge yet. I mean, I'm just saying that as you're approaching, you can recognize them for what race they are. As you get up to the bridge, the two that are on the side of the bridge that you guys are on sort of begin to step towards you. And one of them looks at you and he says, you don't look like the natives around here. What do you want here?
That's because we're not the natives from around here. We've come to take our master out of your hands.
And the one who is speaking sort of looks at the other one and looks back over his shoulder and looks back at you. He says, unless your master's one of us, there's nobody on our hands.
What do you mean?
He holds his hands out for just a moment, and then he kind of pushes back a coat and puts his hands on his hips. He says, well, besides the four of us, do you see anyone else? We don't have anyone, do we?
No, not here. Further in. We know that there's someone powerful holding someone else who is also powerful.
Oh, well, that's quite likely, and indeed, it could very well be. But you're not getting past us to go any further.
Kem?
Kem will just be like, just looking at them and he'll be like, are you sure you want to oppose us in our mission? And he'll attempt to influence them.
Okay.
Light side.
So what are you trying to
You will take us into the interior. And you will do it gladly. Why would you stop three noble people on a noble cause? Look inside yourselves. You know it makes sense.
You know it to make sense.
All right. These two on this side of the bridge, they just sort of look at each other for a moment, and the one who's been doing all the talking, he says, you know what, yeah, follow me. Why not? I'll take you in.
Thank you, Kem.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, and I'll just be like that. Your master will be very pleased with you.
The five of you begin to cross the bridge, and I would like you to roll vigilance
It's another thing I'm
because
great at.
the other two were not within short range to have been affected by that.
How about medium range, Sean?
You only rolled one light side though.
Doesn't matter, I've got strength upgrade and range, so it's medium. Boom!
Get
They're all
Shrek?
dancing to my tune.
Is that how
Pied
that...
Piper of Hamlin.
I have to look this up real quick.
Okay. But I will tell you
Check.
if it makes a strange duration. So I've got duration upgrade, so that's 10 minutes. Multiple targets up to 4, and increased range by 1, so it goes from short to medium.
All right. I've just got to look up to make sure that it's one of those that you don't have to spend extra to make the range go up. Because like with move.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you do. Yes, spend to increase power's range. Well, that's a bit silly if you've only got force power 1.
Yeah, I know. I made the same screw up before with a character I did that with move. I upgraded move like crazy to where I would have had to have had like.
I'm sorry, Sean. 1 second, mate. I mean, if I've got it all the way down to magnitude at the bottom of the tree, it would mean I would need a force rating of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to have it work efficiently. That can't be right.
No. Every one of those magnitudes that you have, it means you only have to use 1 for all of those magnitudes to take effect.
Right.
Yeah.
So technically, the basic power uses 1 force dice. If I want to use range, I'd need to use a 2nd force dice.
Yep.
If I want to use magnitude of
not
3rd.
an extra force dice, an extra point.
Yeah, but you can only get points by rolling force die.
Yeah, I know, but you could get like 2 force points in one roll.
See.
That's why I say that.
Okay, that's still retarded because I'd need like 3 force die and hope to get like double whites on each one. Anyway, okay.
Yeah, it makes it really difficult.
Sorry, close me door, so I didn't normally be outside.
Yeah, I ran into that last time with, or maybe it was 2 times ago. I forget, but with the force leap and the medium range, because I only rolled the 1, I couldn't do it. I couldn't add the range effect. So.
Because I would like I mean I can understand if you've taken the power. Like, to get, like, a force rating of 3 is ridiculously difficult. So, to give yourself the chance to, like, roll 3 die. And I thought you were just basically increasing your odds. It'd be like, okay, if I roll 3 force die, I've got at least a 1 in 3 chance of getting white, or whatever you need. Okay, well, I'll let Sean call the shots.
Sorry, I'm just reading real quick.
No, totally, mate, totally.
But yeah, if you'd have rolled 2 points, I'd say yeah, no problem. But yeah, from the way it reads, like you roll 1 for your basic upgrade, and then say you had the range maxed out. You'd just have to spend 1 more to activate that maxed out.
But then I'd need to spend the 3rd one to get my magnitude to affect multiple targets. So I'd need like 3 points for just 1 force action. Is that correct? Because magnitude you've got to spend a point, range you've got to spend a point, and duration you've got to spend a point. And you need your basic force power, so that's like 4 points I'd need.
Yeah.
It seems weird, like, if you're a force power 1 character, there's no point, like, beefing the force out. Just have a basic power.
Yeah. You know what?
I think I might email FFG and tell them they need to think about that, because, again, if you're, like, a force power 1 character, what is the point of pimping out your force tree? Spending all that experience? I spent 50 XP to get to the bottom of that, only to not guilty.
And I've never been much for rules as written, and I'm just going to have to reread the force power section again. And I've always gone with it on the fly for the most part, so just because it fits the story, I'm going to say it worked.
Okay.
Rules as written, it shouldn't.
But no, I see what you're saying, because it's saying spend a point for this, spend a point for this, spend a point for this. But it's like, your force power 1 character, how on earth have you got all those possible points to spend? You haven't got them. So, again, you've just wasted all that XP plowing it into the tree.
This Screw the Rules brought to you by Sean.
But narratively, I think it makes sense, Shauna. You're right.
Oh, no, it does.
Yeah, it does. Narratively, it makes all the sense. And that's why I'm going to go ahead and go with it, just because, I mean, narratively it works. And
well, yeah, because imagine if you're watching like a movie or whatever, and like Obi-Wan, when he does his thing, you're not imagining him rolling like buku force dice. He's just doing his power and it's working,
Yep.
You just said buku. I haven't heard that since I was in New Orleans.
Yeah, it means many.
Yeah, I know. It's just funny.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna say it worked just because, I mean, narratively, it works better, it sounds better, and you know me, the rule of cool on the rule of story outways the rules works for me every time. So I'm gonna say that, yeah, you managed to convince these 4 Devronians to sort of ignore their orders, and they begin to escort the 3 of you up this mountain trail. And as you guys are heading up this mountain trail, the temple seems even larger as you approach the stone arches and pillars. The pillars and arches are all crowned with snow, but there's a broad stone plaza before the entrance, and it's lit by the warm spring sun. Dozing in the sunlight is a pack of 4 large, 4-legged mammalian type of creatures with powerful jaws and fangs. Or there's 5, sorry. One stirs in its slumber as you guys begin to make your way towards them. It jostles for a moment, and suddenly there's snarling and growling and a crunch of bone and blood spurts as one of these creatures turns on one of the others that is sleeping. And the 3 of you get this immense feeling of dark energy.
Okay, Cam will instantly hold his hands up and say, "That's not me." It's like one of these creatures turns on its friends. It's like they know that's kind of what I do, and I'm like, "That's not me."
Cam, are you lying to me?
Yeah, like there's these 5 big old. They look kind of like if you were to cross a saber-toothed cat with a wolf.
That's so pretty. And then one of them ate the other one?
And the 5 of them are all laying sort of in this tight group in this stone plaza. And as one sort of stirs and like rolls and like kicks out a paw or whatnot, it bats one of the other ones, and the one that it hits turns and snarls and growls and attacks the one that just slapped it. and blood spurts all over the place. And at the moment, he seems to be pretty into his fresh meal.
Well, I'm not one to disturb the natural order of things. So I think we should just keep going and not disturb the wonderful and beautiful cycle of life.
Nature at its finest.
And Kim, how long did you say your
10 minutes, but Sean, but when we seen this going on, like and like Carter's looking like, well, you know, that's the cycle of life. Let's go. Kem's a little smile's going to come across his face, and he's going to turn around to his Deveronian friends and say, "I think it's feeding time. Perhaps you should go and give them their lunch."
Oh my God!
Ouch. All right.
Oh no!
Well, I got the impression, like, before I kind of influenced, and these guys were out to do us harm. Yeah, like, oh, you're not getting past us and all this. They were basically stopping us from getting to our master. So there's a moral justification for this in his own head.
I'm not saying that you don't have.
There is, but there isn't.
Yeah, they're completely harmless right now.
That's at the
that's
moment
my problem.
they're under your influence. They're not trying to harm you.
Yeah,
I'm not arguing against you doing it. That's great. I love it. But at the same
really
time,
good.
No, but before I
same-
put them under my influence, they were kind of hostile, correct?
We
yes,
agree with you.
Right, okay,
if you
let me
hadn't have
talk you
done it,
through the
the
process.
fight would have
And
started.
like Ken's kind of warped mind right now. He's very confused at the moment. But they were hostile. They were stopping us from reaching our master, or they intended to. Our master's in pain and needs help. These guys, therefore, are evil. I like punishing evil because they need to be punished. I know that my influence on them isn't going to last forever, and I also see them as a necessary distraction to allow us to reach our master quicker. So, I'm going to use the Deveronians to distract the hungry beasts.
It's a
So we
smart
can get to our
move.
master quicker. It's a kind of weird
Perfectly fine.
flowchart of black warp logic, but it kind of makes sense.
I'm not saying it doesn't.
I can see how your character would come to that conclusion. I mean, I myself would come to that conclusion, but at the same time,
If you think that makes me a bad guy and you want me to take conflict, well, I guess I'll have to take some conflict.
you're gonna have to take some conflict from that one because I mean, you're sending 4 guys who are at the moment no harm to you whatsoever to
But
their
that's not
deaths.
going to last forever because I knew they were hostile towards us before,
Yes,
and I know it's only my power. I'm
You don't
basically
have to justify it to us, man. We get it.
It's rescuing Master Sartre comes before everything else. She's in pain. and I've
you'll
got to
take
stop
5
that.
conflict for it. Because they are a threat to you. They were hostile to begin with. So
Okay,
instead
John,
of
would
making...
it make you feel more comfortable if we just sat there for a second until the power wore off? They went, oh, what's going on here? Went to draw blasters, and then I sent them down. Would that make you a bit more comfortable with the whole situation?
Hey, I as a person
love it.
think it's amazing.
I love this. This is great.
Carter
Um,
is
I'm actually,
cool with
I'm
it.
actually giving you a break. I was going to say, I mean, if it was one of those things like they were never hostile towards you, then you'd have gained like 5 conflict per person.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Of course, I wouldn't have done that if they weren't hostile because I'm a nice guy.
But they were hostile to you. They were hostile to you guys to begin with. So I mean, you're just going to gain. You're just going to gain 5 conflict for sending guys to their death.
Well, I'm not sending them to their death. I'm sending them to, perhaps the Deveronians. These are their pets because they're in the temple or in the area where the Deveronians are. So I think they're together. But you do notice there's a little kind of smile creeps across his face.
Okay. Sean, please tell us how the Deveronians are ripped into tiny little bite-sized chicken nugget pieces. Sean.
And you see, if I stuck around to watch, then that would make me a real sadist. And but as it is, once I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone. We're getting past quickly, and we're getting rid of some hostiles without getting our own hands dirty. so to speak.
Yeah, you guys.
It's a good day at the office. It's a good day at the
Well,
office.
for me, I think I'm not sure, but as we're kind of making our way out of the area or around the area or whatever, it's possible that when these things start charging them, that these guys might come to their senses and start firing at them or whatever. I mean, there would be a conflict there, and I'm fine with that. So.
I look over at Andral and I whisper under my breath, I know I'm not the best influence, but don't do what he just did.
Yeah, Kem sends these guys over to these things, and you guys continue walking on. And sure enough, like you hear one, and you hear the growl, and you hear a ah, and then just moments later, you hear more growling and snarling and such, and blaster fire and all this. And as you guys walk on, it slowly begins to sort of die down a little bit. But like as soon as the first one gets attacked, like they're all completely out of Kem's influence.
Now it's a fair fight.
And yeah, now it's the fair fight between them all. Damn. Okay. But you guys continue walking up to this temple, and the majority of it is in ruin, but like most of the walls are still intact. Like from what you can see, like there's no roof left to the place. From what you can see from where you're at. And when you walk up to these what used to be ornate doors, like one of them has completely crumbled and fallen outward and lays out on the stonework pathway, and one of them is still sort of half hanging from the hinge. You can see inside. You can see a long hallway that leads deep into this temple, and you can see that it leads into what likely opens up to a very large sort of central hall. And also, as the hallway leads down, you can see that it leads off to the left and right a couple different times. I would like any and all of you who are looking down this hallway to make a average perceptions check. 2 purple.
Oh boy. Hey, I did the thing. I got 2 threat.
What's your
Do what, Alan?
average perception, is it?
Yes, 2 purple.
Okay. So I'm just doing something that you'll all appreciate in a second. 2 perception. Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, there you go. I'll take it.
All right. You all manage to see and notice that at the end of this long hall that leads to what is likely this large open grand hall type of room, you can see that at the far way back in the back, you can see this pillar or remaining of a pillar. And you all, your threats comes down to strain for the shock that you get when you see what you all deem to be a familiar form that is tied to this pillar.
Assumedly, we're all running towards it, yeah? I'm asking them.
You'll tell me in a minute because the three of you can see this familiar form at a good distance, probably 100, 150 feet away. That looks to be Janissa Satre, your master. This form is tied to this pillar in a sitting position with like her head lolled forward.
I run forward.
Sorry, before you guys do that, can I have you both make a perception check, average difficulty?
Wow. Sure, Sean.
Sorry, Sean, stealing your thunder.
Yeah, go for it.
Neither of you noticed. Okay, that's fine. But I mean, I've just updated my overlay slightly. You might have to look at it, but closely to notice the difference. But
What is that?
from the depths of the HUD.
It's subtle, yeah, I saw it. Very
Yeah,
nice.
but your characters didn't. You didn't make that perception check,
Right.
so.
Yep.
Are your eyes yellow?
They're starting to turn. Starting to get an unhealthy palate cast to them.
You little dick. All
All right. So Carter, upon seeing what he assumes to be his master, with her head lolled forward and tied to this pillar, begins to run down the hallway.
I am taking my lightsaber out, by the way.
Okay. Andral, do you do the same?
I'll do the same. I'll also, I'm just going to call upon the Force to see if I can perhaps execute a horizontal type Force leap. We'll see what I get here, if I do it or not. No, I don't think I'm going to be doing that. I'm just going to keep on running. I'm realizing that would be pretty reckless to just leap into that chamber, and I'm resisting that urge. So.
Okay. Kim, do you follow them in their charge down this hallway?
Yeah, I'll pull my lightsaber, ignite it, and I won't charge like headlong. I'll just like stride forward with purpose. So it's a brisk pace, but without like running. All
right. So, Carter and Andral running down this hallway. You guys run past two open doorways on your right and left. So 4 total doorways you run past, running into this grand hall. When you enter into this grand hall, you can see off to the left, probably about 30 feet away from your master Satre, you see yet another familiar person. Now, Kim wouldn't see this yet because he's not quite there. You guys have taken off running and have outpaced him quite a bit. But you see the red-skinned Devronian. Well, first of all, Carter sees the red-skinned Devronian from his vision that he had in the last game that had a large blade held out at the master. But you both see the same Devronian, and it is, in fact, your contact who sent you to Prim in the first place, who sent you into the ambush of the Empire. And to finish out before you go off on your tangents each, I'll give you just a moment. As you guys go running down this hallway, Kem is slowly striding down, and as you guys go running out in past here, each one of these doorways, another Devronian steps out of the doorway. So now there are 4 Devronians between Andral, Carter, and Kem in the hallway.
Oh.
Plus, there's the Devronian in the main chamber.
Okay.
And I'd like for everybody to roll vigilance, please.
I am not good at this.
There's mine.
I don't think I get... No, I don't get crap for vigilance. I got nothing. I literally didn't get crap.
Well, that doesn't work. Reroll it.
Hey!
Alright, so now here's our big bad. He rolls. Whoops, wrong button. Let's not roll, that was reset. He rolls that one. And then we've got our other 4 guys. Alright, so now we have PC, NPC, PC. PC. Alright. So our initiative goes PC, NPC, PC, PC, and then 4 NPCs.
Okay. So basically, I arrive in the room, like the big opening, the serving as a room. What can I see? I can see Master Sartre tied to a chair, the Deveronian.
Well, you not running, I mean, they outpaced you quite a bit because they took off a full-out run. And you've got, between you and the 2 of them, you've got 4 Devronians between you and the 2 of them.
Okay.
Because like as they take off running, each door that they pass, a Devronian comes out.
But can I see? It's a straight shot down the corridor, yeah.
Yeah, it's a straight shot down the corridor, but like the room is, as it gets to the corridor, fans way out into this big like central chamber.
Okay, so I have no idea what.
Yeah, you don't see
room.
the Devronian that is you guys's or was you guys's contact. You just see the 4 Devronians that have their backs to you, who are actually going toward the 2 of them.
Okay. Well, since I rolled the highest initiative, I'd like to go first. And hang on, I'm about to hook you boys right up. I'm going to see like the 4 Devronians come out, and as they're about to pursue my 2 colleagues, I'm going to breathe in, grab the force, and just kind of shout out, "You 4, on me now!" and attempt to like have them come to me as like my bodyguards. You happy with that, Sean?
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, so you've got these 4 Devronians convinced that they
I am their
work
master.
for you at the moment.
Awesome.
Okay.
That's my turn.
So then it's our big bad's turn, and he sees the 2 of you come running in, and he just sort of looks at you and he smiles and he says, "So, I wasn't able to stop her transmission, and you managed to survive, Prim. You won't walk away from here."
Now, I know it's not my turn, but when he says that, I ignite my lightsaber. Is that okay?
Yeah, igniting it would be an incidental, and you could use an incidental anytime. Let's see, get rid of that. Let's see, I said he was about, so he would be mediums.
Sorry, Sean, I didn't flip that point before to use the dark side, so I'm just flipping it now.
Okay. Let's see. So he, let's see, where is it? He does have it. And in the May the 4th game, we learned just how useful this power can be. Let's see here. He rolls. Boom. And bam.
Oh, God.
And I'm going to spend one of the dark sides to turn that light side to a dark.
He's got 2 force die, guys.
And as he's saying this to you, like he's got this big, like, I'd call it like almost like a hand and a half type vibroblade that he's got leveled, held out at you as he's speaking to you, and he just starts walking in your direction as he's talking to you. And then the two of you feel this constriction wrap around you. And the two of you are bound. And let's see, bind, use target within short range until the end of the user's next turn. You are restrained, preventing the target from acting. So you are completely immobilized until the end of his next turn.
Wow.
So like you could use, like if either of you have like force move or stuff like that, you guys could use force abilities on him that don't involve like movement or anything like that. You could use mind powers type of deals on him, but you can't move.
False bind.
Well, if that's the case, then I will definitely use my misdirect to try and keep myself and Andral safe. I know that I'm not gonna, make him think we're not there, but he may not be able to see us outright. Oh, sorry. Hold on. No. Reset. Thank you. All right, here
You
we
should
go.
just take that. You rolled that bollocks. You
Okay.
rolled that.
I will. I'll take it then. There we go.
Okay.
It's because you rolled a couple of greens with it. You can't go, oh, hang on, I'll just reset.
I do that every time I rolled greens with my force die, even if I got.
You should have just
right.
rolled the force. You rolled the force die. Take the result.
All right. So I used the light side point to use it.
Okay. So yeah, you've managed to cloud his vision into the factor that he can't actually see you, but at the same time, he still knows you're there. So for another incidental, he just starts to laughs, and he says, "I can't see you, but I know where you are," and is still pacing into your direction. And that brings us to the 4 lackeys who are now Chem's lackeys, who are at short range from the two of you, but medium range from him. And because they haven't gone yet from when they were first initially told to come to Kem. The four of them all turn and walk to Kem and sort of take up like posted positions around him. So like Kem's in the center and left front, left rear, right rear. And that brings us back around to Kem.
Okay. I've still been walking, so when I've heard it going off, I want to this round. I want to get to the room, basically.
Yeah,
So
this round you would step into the room. You would have seen and would still see, because he's not clouding themselves from you. You would see them have gone just completely rigid.
Okay, and I can see this Devronian head honcho and my master, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, I'm just going to be like, I'm going to ignite I think my lights, I don't know if it was already lit, but the cinematics, if it wasn't, I'm going to ignite my lightsaber and just say to my four guards, this guy means us harm. He is evil. He must be punished. Go punish him. And I want to basically command them to, what range is this guy to me?
Well, now that you've come a short range already to come into the room. You're standing like just behind Carter and Andral. He's still another short range band from you.
All right, so I could take another maneuver to get to engage.
Yep. You could take 2 strain to use another maneuver to get to him. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just say to my Devronian cronies this guy means harm to your master. He needs to be punished. Let's get him, boys. Kind of thing. And I'm gonna just suddenly close the distance and attempt to just with a downward slash with my lightsaber, try and give this guy the good news.
Have you heard about our Lord and Savior, the Force?
And let's see, he's got... Okay, so that would be melee. That would be 1 purple, 1 red, because he's got adversary. But I'm going to say that's 2 reds.
Oh, get wrecked!
Those, let's see, the 3.
Is he wearing cortosis?
No, he is not.
Well, that's too bad for him. So it's going to be 10, 13, vicious 2 for each one. So takes out 10 points of soak. Or goes through 10 points of soak.
Yeah.
How?
So.
What?
Lightsaber breach 1.
Oh.
And breach 1, or breach is 10 times however many numbers of breach is how many points of soak it would ignore of regular armor.
Jeez.
That's why I asked if he was wearing cortosis.
Yeah, cortosis would negate that, which he is not. So he had this, and that's 13, you said?
Yeah.
So that's
all right. Whatever that does.
That just adds 20 to a critical roll.
Ah, cool.
But your 3 threats there, I'm going to say that you put so much force and so much angst and anger behind this swing that you don't pay close enough attention to your footing, and you step on a slick spot on this, like a worn, smooth, slick piece of the stone floor, and you actually slip and fall and put yourself flat on your face.
Fair enough.
Because you rolled 3 threats, I'm going to say you knock yourself prone. And because I realized as Kim was going that I completely skipped Andral in the last rotation.
Oh, there's
You can go.
I'm sorry.
You can go now. Plus, you'll still have your rotation in this one too.
Okay. Well, there was really no need because all my force powers are movement based.
Okay,
so I
so
really didn't have anything that I could do.
I thought you skipped him because you knew that.
That's kind of what I thought too. That's why I didn't speak up. I was just sort of like, okay, I'm a spectator for the moment.
All right.
So, fair enough.
I mean, heck, I knew that. Unless you had some sort of chickadee in your back pocket that no one knew about.
Yeah. So does this do anything to his control over us, or?
No, it doesn't say that he loses the ability when attacked. So I'm going to say no, it does not.
Yeah. Well, just as long as he doesn't reflexively, like, crush us harder or anything like that,
So let's see. He's just taken a hellacious, vicious wound. He is going to go ahead and turn his attention on the now prone Kim, and he is going to bring down this massive hand-and-a-half ancient Sith blade down on the prone Kim. And that is, let's see, and let's see, melee range, so boom.
I've got a melee of defensive 1, bud.
Okay.
No, mind you, I'm prone now, so I don't know. I could always kind of like try and parry it, I suppose, with the melee defense.
Oh, he's dark. He's up in himself.
You popping darks again? Damn it.
Yes, sir.
Going crazy. It's time for a TPK. Oh.
Oh no!
Shit.
Oh Jesus Christ!
I forgot to take the force dice off of, but we can ignore those. He manages to strike you, but along with his 3 threats, I'm going to take those as strain for him, actually. So, but he rolls a triumph with that. Initially you take, let's see, that's it's 10, and he's got Pierce 2, so it ignores 2 points of soak. So that's 10 points of damage before your soak. He's got Pierce 2.
Soak counts? Oh, okay, it's not a lightsaber. Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, it's just an ancient Sith blade.
Well, what's your soak though?
It's okay. So 10 minus soak, yeah.
Yep.
Well, he has. Pierce,
he's
though.
got Pierce 2, so whatever your soak is, minus 2 off of that.
Oh, right, okay. Right, cool, gotcha. Thank you.
And because of the triumph, that is a critical, and his blade has vicious 1 on it.
Okay, well, also I took a crit before, so I had another 10 to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 41. bowled over. The target is knocked prone.
No,
And
I'm already
suffers
on my
from
ass
strain.
anyway, so whatever.
So you're already on your ass. So for that one, I'm just gonna say, yeah, you're like you've got like a divot in the floor from where you're like you're like somatically. I'm gonna say like you were attempting to start to try and get up, and he just brings it. He's got this blade leveled at them. You come over and attack him, and slip and fall. He just as you're trying to get up, he just brings this blade
Bats
right
me back down again. Yeah.
just bats you right back down to the ground. You do still take 1 point of strain though.
Okay.
Okay, it is now the end of his turn. Yeah.
Yes, it is now the end of his turn, and the two of you feel this gripping pressure that had you two bound release.
That being said, is my influence still on him?
I think your influence, your misdirect. How long does that last?
What's the duration?
It doesn't say in my notes, but I think it's like supposed to be 5 minutes or something. Or is that my first C? I'm not sure.
Until the beginning of your next turn. So no, you would now be visible to him.
Damn it! All right. It is at this point that I'm gonna like crick my neck, and I'm gonna walk into the combat, and I say, I'm gonna say like a huge dork, I've been practicing.
All right.
And, I'm going to attempt to strike him.
Your difficulty is 2 red.
I was going to use a point. Is it still okay if I do?
You still can, yes.
Okay. Alrighty. Here we go. Come on. Up. That's
all right. Yeah, let's see. What lightsaber
13.
did you use? Because I know you've got 2 of them.
No, I don't have 2 lightsabers. Both of my crystals are in one saber.
Ah, okay.
You said it was damage 10.
Yep. So that's another 13 points of damage. And you take a point of strain. Well, the very first time you actually managed to hit somebody with a melee weapon, tell me how you kill him.
Oh! So, after I say I've been practicing, I flurry the blade in the Sorosu defensive stance. After reading all the books, I realized I wasn't reading the right book. I was reading all the styles that I thought were really cool, but I should have been reading the ones that fit me. And so I had read the Sorosu defense book. And as I tell him this, I let him come to me. And as he begins to strike at me, my movements parry the blade and push it away, making his opening wider and wider, until finally he comes down with an overhead strike that is just him trying to be as menacing as possible, and I'm able to put my hand directly on the hilt of his blade. And the second before he notices it, I smile and run him through. The cyan and deep ice blue of my saber piercing out of his dark red skin, sizzling and crackling, and I say, that will teach you not to mess with our master. Well, I guess it won't be next time, though. And then I turn the saber off, and I kick him away from me.
Yeah, and he just gives you the now classic Han Solo sort of look. And
No! Don't say
sort of,
those words!
just sort of that look of shock and awe that he was. You this child was actually able to defeat him.
I am the oldest
As
person
he
in this
then
group.
crumbles backwards.
And he whispers, "Son." Anyway.
No,
Daddy?
not quite. But
So,
yeah, you guys have just put this guy down. Now the 4 remaining Devronians are still under Kem's influence.
yeah, I get a chance to act this time. So
Yep.
I'm going to do what I would have done anyway, which is run over to our master and free her, using my lightsaber.
All right, so yeah, you
mean
run
from
over
the mortal
and,
coil, or
No, I'm actually going to try and assist her.
so yep, you run over and cut the ropes. And as you cut the ropes that had her bound to this pillar, she sort of raises her head up, sort of groggily, and just looks at you. And the message did get out.
Yes, master. We're here. You're safe now.
I turn my head. Master?
She's alive.
She just sort of looks between the 3 of you, and she's just big smile, grinning the whole time until she sees Kem and his
posse.
menacing posse and
No,
eyes.
like when Kem's on the floor, while like, you know, Androl's running over and releasing her and all that, Kem's gonna like just break his influence with the Deveronians.
Okay.
I want to see how my colleagues react. I want them to feel how I feel. You know.
Oh, good God, you dickbag!
So I won't say anything. I'll just like the mental link. I'll just let it go because I'm still on the floor trying to pick myself up. You know, pretty heavily wounded. I'm being honest. But I say I'm master safe. But yeah, I want to break the influence. Just so, you know, they know how I feel, and I want to see how the holier-than-now colleagues of mine react when they're faced with evildoers that need to be punished. Will they punish them, or will they just send them on their way? It's just kind of like a test of theirs that I'm giving them, but they don't know.
All right, yeah. Your master, for the moment, just sort of looks between all of you and smiles. She gives a puzzled look in Kem's direction. And then these 4 Devronians whose influence has now been lifted over them, they see their leader on the floor with a burning gash across his chest and another burnt hole that goes through his abdomen. And the blaster pistols they hold in their hands, each one of them is going to fire, and each one of them is going to fire at a different person. So one of them will actually fire at Kem laying on the ground. So let me see here. Let me get back over here.
Sphere, you know, after the combat with the Deveronian ended, I would have been trying to get to my feet. But yeah, actually, no. I'd be lying down on my stomach, looking up at my master, like, "Master, we're here," and I'll snap the influence.
Master, help me.
Well, you being prone, they actually get an extra setback because you're prone.
Okay. I've also got Reflect 3.
Well, and you can attempt to reflect it. Like he gets a success,
And
and that
56%. I don't know what
Yeah,
else.
I forgot to take that off. Sorry.
It's cool.
So that's 6 damage.
Okay, what does Reflect do?
I think that
Well, that's it.
you take. I think you take half damage, and then they take the full damage. Plus, you take strain for doing it. I think, but I'm not positive.
Reflect is when hit by a ranged attack, you can suffer 3 strain to reduce damage by 2, plus whatever ranks you have in reflect.
Okay, so what have I just been hit by? I've been hit for 6.
Yes.
Okay, well I'll suffer 3 strain, and I've got how many ranks? Right. 3 damage from ranged attacks. Okay, so that'll just take me down to 1. Oh no, 4, 2. Take 2 damage. Okay. Oh, we've had 3. So 3. No, it's 1 damage. Yeah. Cool.
Alright, so that one went. The next one fires. Let's see, you guys are at close range. Next one fires at. At Andral, do you have range defense, sir?
No, I don't. I do also have reflect though. Is there any way that I could stand in front of Master Sarte and take 2 shots just because that's the kind of guy I am?
I like
Yeah.
it.
You're legit the only good-hearted person on this team.
Alright. First shot, second shot, and because of my house rule, he didn't roll a fail. That's 3 advantages. He's going to turn that into a success. So that is 6 damage from the first shot and 7 damage from the second shot.
Jesus. All right.
So a total of 13.
Actually, I didn't even take my soak into account before. I took 0 damage.
All right. Do I take, in terms of reflect, do I take these separately, or do I have to take them all at once?
You would have, I believe you'd have to do it separate.
Okay.
Because they're 2 separate attacks.
All right. So the first one was 6. The second one was 7.
Yep.
All right.
Mine is soak though, I think,
Yep.
as well.
Yep.
So it's 3 strains to
one,
take off 2.
Yeah. The first one, the 6. I'm gonna take that because I've got a soak of 3. I'll take the 3 wounds. The second one, I'm going to use reflect, and I'll take 3 more strain. 3, and that's 2 plus 1, 2, 3 is 5. So yep, that does no damage because I reflect 5 points of it, and then 2 points would be absorbed by my 3 soak. So.
All right. And the fourth and final shot comes at Carter.
Ow.
That's a success and 3 advantages, so that is a critical.
Stop. I have parry.
You'd
Not
still
melee.
take the crit.
Yeah, I know. I'm just reduced damage, I guess.
Yep.
No.
Ah!
Parry's only for melee.
Yeah,
Need
that's
reflect
too
for
bad,
range.
too bad it's not melee.
Wait, can't I parry a blaster bolt? Isn't that
No, you
what's
need
the-
reflect.
That's reflect.
You need reflect.
Oh, damn it.
Uh,
Ow.
so that's
Training in melee weapons.
So that's 6 points of damage, plus you are hamstrung, so you lose your free maneuver until the end of the encounter. So anytime you want to take a maneuver, you have to take 2 points of strain.
They shot me in the freaking ankle.
And all 4 of them, while they're taking their shots, they are actually sort of backing their way towards the hallway. And we're back at the top of the round, so PC slot.
All right. Is there one that is close enough to me for me to hit without moving?
Not with a blade.
Okay. Well, then I am going to take.
They're all actually They're all actually at medium range, so you wouldn't be able to get to them this round.
Okay.
Because they started out at close range, they fired, and they start backing away towards the hallway entrance, which puts them at medium range to where you were.
Did Senior Sword Dude have a blaster on him?
I believe. Yes, he also had a blaster pistol on him.
Alright, I grabbed that, get on the floor, and, like, try to push his body so that it's, like, somewhat cover, and I'm gonna try and fire at him.
Okay.
It's too strained for picking it up.
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah.
And I say to Andrel, get the master out of here! And let's see,
Short
what's
range.
the difficulty on that?
Short range is 1 purple.
Yay! And I have absolutely nothing in ranged weaponry. Yoop-de-whoop-de-day. Okay. Boop.
To advantage.
I lay down covering fire for them to get the fuck out.
Alright. And because the big bad's dead, that's on to our next PC, whichever one of you wants to go.
If you don't mind, Andrew, I'm just going to take this.
Go ahead.
Basically, I want to stand up with my lightsaber, kind of hold it out in front of me, like in a defensive posture, and kind of back over to where Andrel is with the master, but like walking backwards so I can keep my eyes on the Deveronians. Be like, Master, you're okay, you're safe, we're here to help you. And that's my turn.
Okay.
All right. Oh, so then there's another PC slot. That's right.
Yep.
I'm just going to continue to defend the master. As an incidental, I can ask her if there's another way out of here.
And she would just sort of look at you and she'd say, I'm unsure. We came in that way and I've been strapped to the pillar since.
All right, just
It's been
I'll
couple of weeks.
I'll just tell her to relax, and I'll actually kind of maneuver her so that she's kind of behind the the pillar is between her and the Devronians.
Okay.
So I'd kind of walk alongside her, saber in one hand, and just kind of maneuver her behind the pillar. And if the pillar's large enough, I guess I could kind of shelter behind there as well. But
Oh yeah, it's large enough that the two of you could fit behind it.
okay. And then I'll keep an eye on developments out there with the Devronians. It seems to me that they're retreating. So right now,
Yeah, they're making their way toward the door, but they're not done firing until they're out the door, type of deal.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the first one here. Fires at. Is at medium range now. Oh, no, he'd still be at short range while firing against Carter. Do you have a ranged defense, sir?
No.
Okay, I don't think so, but.
I think. Ow!
And that's
Come on!
a second critical, so that's 27, so that's discouraging wound. Flip one light side to dark. Alright.
They shoot me right next to the testicles.
Well, notice he also rolled the percentile right with there, so he just knew that he was going to get that crit, right?
Just in case.
Little help here. Dying.
Let's see, and you have partial cover and draws, so that's gonna.
Wait, did I not have partial cover?
Well, you're standing behind a body that's laying on the ground, so I mean he can't shoot you in the feet.
Oh, I was lying down. I was
Oh,
I said I was lying down and I'm using his body as a shield, but that's fine.
Shoots you in the ear, blows your ear off. The only thing you can see is your head and arms sticking over the top, so he's got to hit you somewhere. I reckon you've just lost an ear.
Yep.
Or a haircut. You got a nice big blaster bolt.
You've ruined my hair! No!
alright. Failure. The next one's gonna get a couple of boost dice. Let's see, and I know that Kem has a 1 melee range, or range defense.
0 range defense, but I do have reflect 3.
Ah, okay.
Only melee defense I got 1.
Two successes. So that's 7 damage.
I'll just take the 7 damage, won't even reflect it.
Alright. And the last one takes his shot, and that's 8 damage plus a critical of, let's see, that's your 3rd critical.
Is that me? Shooting me?
Yep.
Okay.
So that's 30 on top of that. So that's 105.
That's bad. That is very bad. Wait, that's 30
Named
on top
one
of
of
that?
the target.
Wait. You said 30, right?
Yeah,
That's 115.
115. Yeah.
Sorry, math.
Okay. Temporarily lame. Until this critical injury is healed, the target cannot perform more than 1 maneuver during his turn.
Okay, so
And
what's the damage you just took?
8.
Okay, I will deflect that one, reflect that one. So 8. Yeah, okay, that's fine.
So he hits you directly, like in a kneecap type of thing.
Oh, yeah,
And that's happening just as they're backing out the door.
Thank God they were leaving.
All right. Having seen the last bit of fire, knowing that the master is safe, I'll move over to assist Kem because he looks like he's a bit the worse for wear at this point.
That's all right. Well, if that's combat over, I'll just reach my utility belt. I should have done this last time when I moved over to the master, but I didn't. I'll jab a stim pack him just above my knee where I got shot.
I hop over to Master, and I drag the Sith sword, and I give it to her, and I'm like, decide what you want to do with it. I think it belongs in a museum.
She just looks at the thing with disgust, and you can see that she has multiple wounds that have begun to sort of scab over that were probably inflicted by that blade.
Ooh.
She just looks at it with disgust as she says, "You can leave it here. Just
Okay.
destroy it."
I toss it to the side, and I'm like, sorry.
She looks between the three of you, and she's, I'm proud of all 3 of my students. And she sort of, as she's looking between the 3 of you, she would look at Kem and still sort of a look of mixed emotions. I mean, proud that he's come so far in his learnings on his own these past months, nearly a year now, that she's been missing. But at the same time, with worry for what she sees and feels growing in him, and that is where the scene fades to black, and that is the end.
Before you do, when Cam's got some final words, so just before, when he senses the worry on her face, he'll just be looking at her and be like, "Everything I did it for you, Master. I punished the evil. I punished the wicked, those who hurt the innocents. I did it all for you."
And that, unless anybody else has anything to say, is where the scene fades to black. And that is tonight's session, the end of our In Pursuit of Learning trilogy. I hope anybody watching who has been here enjoyed it. I hope anybody who watches this later enjoys it. And if you haven't watched the first 2 sessions, you really should go back and watch them. Thank you very much to my 3 players for playing.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
Don't think I could have had a better cast for this session or for these sessions, and I am definitely going to have to get another Force and Destiny game going here soon. So if any of you guys want to say your final goodbyes for this trilogy and plug any channels that you want to, go right ahead.
Aaron?
I'm Aaron Justin Bryan from Table Knights Entertainment. Thank you for watching. Good night, everybody.
Night all. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, I'm Alan, representing the What the Dice YouTube channel, where we keep it real. Thank you to Sean for making this a great trilogy and really allowing my character to grow. And thanks to Brian and Scott for being amazing partners and putting up with my wickedness on this path of righteousness.
It was our pleasure.
You mean Aaron?
That was awesome.
Because my name is not Brian.
Aaron, Scott and Aaron, sorry. If you had an overlay, I'd know this.
Yeah, okay, not my fault.
Cheers. It's been a blast.
All right.
All right, and that's the end of our game for tonight. Thanks for watching. Please tune in to the GM's Dice for more games in the future.